This is literally what Donald Trump said about targeting his political enemies. And if you want to know why this man has no business being near the Oval Office, and with the Supreme Court decision regarding immunity, guys, that's not it. Regarding immunity, this man will, and I'm telling y'all right now, this man is going to absolutely abuse his power. And the problem is the U.S. Supreme Court is going to let him. The U.S. Supreme Court is going to do that. This was an interview that Donald Trump gave with Maria Bartiromo on Fox News, which was an insane interview. Even when she asked him about his tariffs proposal and how economists say it is going to actually drive the deficit up. All right, here we go. Pull the audio up. Here we go. This is literally what he had to say.
Are you expecting chaos on Election Day?
No, I don't think so. Not from the side that votes for Trump.
But I'm just wondering if these outside agitators will start up on Election Day. Let's say you win. I mean, let's remember, you've got 50,000 Chinese nationals in this country in the last couple of years. Yeah. You have people on the terrorist watch list, 350 in the last couple of years. You've got, like you said, 13,000 murderers and 15,000 rapists. Right. What are you expecting? Joe Biden said he doesn't think it's going to be a peaceful Election Day.
Well, he doesn't have any idea what's happening in all fairness. He spends most of his day sleeping. I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of Election Day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen.
Donald Trump talked about, Donald Trump mentioned, y'all, the enemy within. Anybody else find that to be interesting, that he talks about the enemy within? This enemy? Is that who he's talking about? Is he talking about that enemy? Because that was January 6, 2021, and that was a whole bunch of MAGA people who, you know, so was this. How about this?
Multiple capital injuries. Multiple capital injuries.
So I heard them, that was over the radio, multiple capital injuries. You saw that cop there in a vice grip, his head in between. Matter of fact, this is the shot. Hey, that's a cop. I thought they backed the blue. So the enemy within, Julian, that's MAGA. That's those maggots. That's those crazy, deranged white supremacists. The FBI has arrested 900 people from January 6th. That, MAGA people, conservatives, Republicans, that is the enemy within. Trump people.
Absolutely. We've seen it from city to city. We've seen them, at Black Lives Matter rallies try to create disruption, like the young man who shot 2 people. We've seen them, and they're rabid. They're literally rabid. So that he would say, the enemy within, he must be looking in the mirror and talking about himself. He is the greatest threat to our Constitution and to orderly government that we've ever seen. And, he keeps talking about other people have done it. Biden didn't call for an investigation of Trump. He could have, but he didn't. Of course, the Justice Department and others looked into his illegal behavior, but President Biden kept his hands off of that. And we have to keep that in mind. This man is just a sociopath and a liar, and he gets away with it because there are so many people that have been brainwashed, literally brainwashed. I mean, there's a thread on Facebook, this brother from Atlanta who's very conservative, and they're basically propagating lies about Kamala, about Biden, about public policy. But there are many groups like this, and what they are doing is they're just basically kowtowing. The enemy from within, that's very ironic. The FBI has talked about white domestic terrorism. They've talked about it as a threat to our democracy. So have others. So as you look at it, you say, what is he really talking about? And I think Kamala also, on her rally, had a really good point when she said, they're going to go after journalists, which we've already seen them do. He'll probably go after, he'll go after anyone who's been opposed to him. Now, he says he only wants to be that dictator for that one day. Well, that's a tale. People don't give power up. So, I'm just looking and shaking my head. I'm glad that she ran the clip at her rally. I'm glad that people got to hear him. But, she's preaching to the choir. People who come to a Kamala Harris rally are not going to, they're going to vote. They're going to be out there. What we need to do is figure out a way, which is probably impossible, to pierce the consciousness of some of these Trumpers, to have them look at this differently and say,
First of all, that ain't happened. So the Trumpers, no, it's not. And so it's really a waste of time. It's a waste of time trying to do with the Trumpers. To win this, you drive your own people out. To win, you drive the people who are likely going to vote for you. That's how you actually win.
They said we were dead.
Detroit waving the white flag, the city filing for bankruptcy.
That our best days were behind us. That living here is like
living in hell.
But you know what we said? We said, F that. We rebuilt ourselves. We looked out for each other, got our hands dirty, and put in the hard work. And this guy, he don't know anything about that. We are a city of winners, of up-and-comers, of builders, the Motor City. Bigger and better. Here, we believe in freedom. We don't bow down to nobody, and we never will. And so what Donald Trump doesn't understand, or care to learn, is that when he said,
our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president,
that he should be so goddamn lucky.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.